Some people have a chronic and persistent fear of vomiting. This is either you vomiting, the thought of vomiting, somebody else vomiting, all things vomiting. When you have a persistent fear of vomiting, this type of thing is called emetophobia. Emetophobia is an anxiety disorder that falls under the specific phobia criteria. And one main thing that you'll see with emetophobia is avoidance. You'll see behaviors where you avoid certain things, you avoid people, you avoid places, anything that makes you feel like you have to throw up or things that make you think that you have to throw up. So if there's a certain type of food that you enjoy eating or maybe drinking with your friends, anything where there's a small chance that you may throw up, you play it safe by avoiding things altogether because you don't want to run the risk of going out somewhere with your friends and you're having a great time and then that thought comes to your head and you feel like you have to puke. Another thing that you'll see with emetophobia is specific eating rituals. Maybe you have to eat your food in a certain order because you feel like this is the right way to do things. And if you do things out of order, it'll make you throw up. Or you have specific eating environments where you can consume your food because you feel like you're safe here and you can eat without the fear of throwing up. Some people may avoid food altogether if there's some perceived risk of throwing up or having that impulse to throw up. And what's happening is that whenever you think of things that make you want to throw up or anything that has to do with vomiting, you get these images in your head that are distressing. And the images cause you a great deal of anxiety, and it can be very debilitating. On top of that, you normally see emetophobia with other mental health conditions like depression or generalized anxiety. But one thing that I see emetophobia with a lot is OCD. And it is very similar to OCD in how it manifests, where you have these obsessive thoughts. The difference is that with OCD, in order to get rid of these obsessions, you have to do the compulsions. But with emetophobia, in order to avoid the perceived risk of throwing up or the fact that you may throw up, you avoid certain people, places, things because you want to err on the side of caution. You just want to play it safe. And as it is with most mental health conditions, this can make it very difficult for you to regulate your emotions because your emotions are going to be based off of whatever is happening in your environment, whatever foods are around you, whatever smells that may be in the area, because these are the things that can make you feel like you have to throw up. And whenever you feel like you have to throw up, whether you throw up or not, you have a great deal of anxiety and frustration. The way that we treat emetophobia is through something that we call cognitive behavioral therapy. This is going to help rewire your brain to hopefully get you to the point where you're not as afraid of vomiting or that perceived risk of throwing up. Sometimes people use meds, but the main thing that really helps here is CBT and sometimes exposure therapy as well. So with exposure therapy in this specific instance, you may be exposed to things that make you feel like you have to throw up or images that make you feel nauseous. And over time, that fear of vomiting and all things that have to do with vomiting, hopefully that doesn't dominate your life as much.